Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of the, and I'll probably butcher most of this, Neytiri and Thanator versus a AMP Suit Colonel Miles Quaritch, question mark. And this particular set is out of the Avatar line within LEGO. And this was released this year being 2022. So LEGO Avatar now, which I suspect is in preparation for the next Avatar movie to be released later in the year. Although I think this particular set is more of a flashback to the first movie, which I will admit has been a while since I last seen, so who knows, I might have to rewatch it before the next movie comes out. Anyway, just a very quick LEGO unboxing. There are a few sets within the Avatar series, but I will admit only this one has really caught my eye. And if it was for the AMP suit, well, yeah, anything mech related is pretty much a usual guaranteed acquisition. But yeah, but it's still a very nice looking set. Especially with Neytiri on a animal of some description. So here we have the front of the set, and this is set 75571. So we have some nice little images of the avatars in the bottom right. Well, not avatars per se, but I can't remember the name of the actual name of the people. I'm going to say the Na'vi, but I don't actually remember. Anyway, that aside, so we pretty much have the AMP suit and Neytiri, and I believe there will be some little basic foliage to also build for the set. So it's not a bad looking set. It's pretty much a 2-for-1, well, somewhat. We will get the 2 minifigs, which is pretty cool. So that's the front. And in terms of the top, so we do have a bit more of an idea of some of the included scenic items we will get in the 2 minifigs. And the minifigs, there actually will be some actual correct different in height scale. And in fact, we have a 1-to-1 of Neytiri. And I do not have a loose minifig on me right now, but it'll be very interesting to see what the size difference is. But to be honest, we will find out soon enough. So that's the front and the top. In terms of the back of the box, so we have Neytiri. Once she's also been joined with her mount, I dare say, could be an accurate word. I'm not sure if that's supposed to suggest that the mount is going to jump on things or not, but I guess we'll see. A bit of the AMP mech with some of its weaponry, which is pretty cool. And then we do have a nice little shot of some of the included scenery, another shot of the mech. In fact, this will be an interesting take on the whole mech design, because I have noticed the Marvel mechs and some of the other mechs, the construction is becoming a bit too similar now, which is to be, it's understandable, but I feel this will be an interesting, refreshing take on things. So that's the back of the box. How many bags do I think will be in here? A mech is usually 2 bags. I'm going to assume this is probably 2 bags, and this is probably a bag on its own. I'm going to say 6 bags in some shape or form. So I will open up the box, take out the bags, and then we can have a better look at the bags. I suspect there'll be a sticker sheet included and the manual. And with everything now out of the box, so there were 5 bags in total. There is a sticker sheet, and the instructions are actually across 3 different booklets. So booklet number 1 will cover all of bag 1, booklet number 2 covers bags 2 and 3, and booklet number 3 will cover bag number 4. But the reason why I said there was 5 bags, whilst this is booklet number 1 for bag number 1, it's actually large bag 1 and a small bag 1. So we'll have a separate book for Neytiri and the mount, the Colonel and his mech suit, and the basic scenery. So with that being said, I guess we will start in chronological order. So with the changes to LEGO these days, it's pretty much just going to be a shot of what it will build on a bit of a, I won't say plain white background, but it's definitely not what they used to be. Usual product feedback on the back. In terms of inside, so pretty much the standard first few pages, and actually that's quite cool. So the intent is to basically, between 3 people, take a booklet each and build to your heart's content. So as we covered earlier, bag 1 with 1 booklet, 2 and 3 with another, and bag 4 with another one. So going through bag number 1. So here we have bag number 1, building the minifig, and then starting on the quote-unquote mat. Interestingly enough, we have gone back to an actual minifig type style of progress bar. So just going through all of this, so we're about almost halfway through. Hard to imagine that this is going to become a 4-legged creature. So this is over the halfway mark, and keeping in mind that this is all from 1 bag, well, 2 1 bags. So up to step 50, 60, still doesn't look like a creature yet. Take that back. Now it does. Now that it has legs, probably about 3/4 of the way through. Coming up to the mid 60 steps to build the head. And then 67 pretty much looks like it will finish everything. And we actually have a nice little still of it from the first movie. Oh no, I just still have a few more steps to go. Now we're finished. Very nice. So 68 steps for all that, which is a very respectable number. And yes, this will actually be able to be supported by one of the plants on the scene base. Very nice. Once again, we just have another still from the movie. Breakdown of the Avatar Lego sets. There will be 4 of them. I mean, they definitely don't look bad. And maybe as time goes on, I might pick up the others, but there's definitely no immediate need to pick up some of the other sets yet. But we'll see how things go. But that's the 4 sets. So that was booklet number 1. So for booklet number 2, I'm trying to speed through this a bit more, so we already know about that. Minifig, pretty standard. And then starting with bag number 2 on the mech. Yes, will definitely be a nice little different style of mech building. So going into the 30s, so step 37. And I do like how they have some of these still images as a bit of a reference point for what's been done on the set itself. Probably about 1/3 of the way through the build. Some more images. I suspect we're getting very close to the transitioning by now. So that's step 50, 51, 52. We'll finish bag number 2. Then starting at bag number 3 at step 53. I remember that joint. Although in saying that, they do seem to spruce it up a little bit. So it's not too bad. Moving into the 70s, probably about 2/3 of the way through the build. So the suit now has 2 legs. Moving into the 80s, which I suspect will start doing the arms. Some of the mech build is starting to feel a bit similar again, but it's the limbs, it's to be expected. Going into the 90s, building the other limb, which is cool. I'd say we're over 75% of the way through the build, which makes me wonder what are we doing now. Bit of thrusters. I think this will be one of the weapons. Actually, that's kind of cool how they do it. I'm sure it's supposed to be a giant chainsaw. As I said, it's been a while. I think it is supposed to be a giant chainsaw. Yes, so there'll be 2 weapons that can be equipped. Also into step 100s. And for the final AMP mech. And then just a rough idea of the general placement. So that was the second booklet. If you are building this with friends, whoever gets that one, it's definitely going to have a lot of fun with that. And of course I had to bang the camera, because why not? Last bag. You already know that bit. So it's pretty much bag number 4 to build all this scenery up. So I'll just spread through some of this. Interesting how they have this little thing here. Makes me wonder if it's supposed to be some glow-in-the-dark pieces. Very nice. I will admit I am going through some of these pages a bit on the quick side. So we're over halfway, already into the mid-20s step-wise. It's definitely an impressive little foliage setup. Probably 2/3 of the way through. Nice little still image from the movie. Building the other half. So this particular flower here, I believe, is the one that can support Neytiri. Almost there. Once again, just building up some of this foliage. Not too bad. We're into almost 40 odd steps and we're still going strong. The movie still, and that's pretty much it. So 40 steps to do that, and then that's its general placement. We already know about the other 2. And it's parts list. And some nice little imagery of the rebuild world. Very nice. And this booklet did unfortunately get a little bit crumpled up in the box. So those were the manuals. In terms of everything else, here's a quick look at the included sticker sheet. So most of this will be for the AMP suit, which is fine. They do look very nice. And it's only about 8 stickers, so it's not a terribly large amount of stickers. In terms of the bag, so here we have the small bag number 1. A lot of small pieces, predominantly the dark blue and the whites. So that's that one. And then the larger bag number 1, which does have at least one small bag inside. So we know this will pretty much build up the entire interior and the this body, but I can't seem to see her legs floating around, which is okay. But that head looks pretty big. Well, relatively. That was bag number 1. Moving into bags 2 and number 3. So starting with bag number 2 to begin with. Lots of greens and greys. So we know this will be pretty much the main torso of the AMP suit, as well as the included minifig. There is definitely at least one bag inside. Bag number 2. And lastly, bag number 3 as well. Continuing some of those green and greys, and also getting some of those yellows coming in. And once again, there is also a small bag inside the back. That's bag number 3. Lastly, bag number 4. Bit of a larger bag, at least 2 small bags inside, but it's very colourful looking bag. So we know this is pretty much building the base scene set, but yeah, the amount of colours in here is very nice. I'm just looking at it from the back view, just to give an indication of some of the different colours. I mean, the greens, pinky purples, the reds, the yellows, the lighter greens, orange, etc. So it is definitely a very colourful base set, for sure. But that does still look very cool. That's bag number 4, making for a total of 5 bags. Okay, we'll just put these back into view. So that brings us to an end of the unboxing of the Neytiri and Thanator versus the A&B Suit set. I think it's actually quite cool that they separated things out into 3 different distinct manuals for build. So it is definitely trying to encourage group activities with everyone taking their own build. Could still be a bit of a conflict of interest in the sense of, you know, especially with the mecha build, that was a solid 100 steps in there, so it's almost a case of maybe 2 people should do it, and one person will get these 2 and the second person gets the mech. But who knows, Lego's still meant to be fun and enjoyable, so people will figure things out. Maybe if you're lucky enough, 3 people will just have different affinities for things. Who knows? Thank you for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link below. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.